Hey sisters. That's gonna be my new intro for like at least the next three like commentary videos. Anyway, we already know what you clicked on here for, man. I ain't gonna waste a single time. Listen, this is new information to me. This is Leaping Lemur's video, by the way. I'll link the original in the video. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. I just want to get to the interview part. Um, Hold on. Let me go full screen one more time, bro. If Nova Online is the type of person who looks himself up on the internet like the other guy or girl trans person, I forgot the name already. But if you're like that, look, I want to speak to you, bro. You gotta change your ways, bro. You are not in the right at all, and whether you know it or you don't, people are saying this for a reason, bro. All right. I'm not talking outside of my neck. You know what I'm saying? You are. You know what I'm saying? Like what you like, do what you do. As long as it's legal and you ain't hurting nobody that don't want to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's the thing, right? It's consensual and it's legal. I don't care, right? Other than that, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? You gotta chill, bro. I ain't gonna lie. All right, let's get to this.
And so like that was happening, and he was telling me like, oh, you're making me regress. And I was like, what's regress? And he was like, oh, it's where I just go back to the state of being a little kid, and you make me feel like I want to be a little kid again. And I was like, why? And he's like, because you're such what? And he was like, yeah, you're such a mom. Do this and do that, and you
Such your
comfort
mommy.
me when I'm sad. And I was like, well, I'm just being a friend.
All right, everyone, here we go. Today, we're going to be talking about Nova Online once again. And I know that I just talked about Nova
Ugh.
2 days ago, but it's like
I
every
don't talk
single
about.
day, this guy does another stupid thing. It's like when you think the hype's about to die down for Nova, when you think that shit's getting boring, something else pops up like somebody
Hold on, cause he's not on YouTube. He's like exclusive to TikTok or something, bro. Listen, look, if you have children, bro, on the internet, man, keep. I can't. I'm not even gonna say nothing, bro.
showing up to his house, and then
This dude
shit
is
starts to get
ridiculous.
crazy again. Well, that's exactly what happened today when I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw this video from Solidus Nova. They posted an interview with somebody who claims to be Nova's friend from the time they were 15 all the way up until the time that they were 17. And they make some pretty damning claims
Oh wow.
against Nova, including him saying some weird, creepy shit to them, right? I'm not
Okay. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. Okay. Until I have further evidence, I'm gonna treat this just like I did the situation with Quite, right? Quite was being accused of essaying a person, which ended up coming out later to be false, right? But everybody on the internet was ready to hop on and jump on his neck. Fair, okay. I understand that, but over here, we think using our head, all right? What I'm going to say is, this is all alleged, and I cannot judge a person based off no evidence. So until I see evidence, maybe there's evidence in this video, I don't know. I'm not going to judge or condemn a person based off rumors, online conjecture. Okay? Alright. Let's move on.
gonna give it all away, but this guy was being a fucking weird guy. He was being creepy, like Cyrax levels of creepy. And they include evidence in the beginning of the video, and it's pretty damning. Like, it's obviously Nova's Discord, right? And we know that Nova has said some shit like this in the past. Like, it's really on brand for Nova. I can see him saying some shit like this to somebody. We've seen it before. We've seen him do it in public Discord servers, right? So I can definitely see him doing some shit like this behind closed doors as well. The conversations that this person
You gotta give me proof, bro. You gotta give me proof, right? You know, he's already a confirmed weirdo. He's on EDP's level. Maybe I don't know enough about Nova, but I feel like he's on EDP's level. Not level of fame, but level of degeneracy to the point where you know you are actually a disgusting person, right? Anyway, this
person also claims to have with Nova seem very similar to conversations that we've seen him have with other people in the past, including him suicide baiting. He does that all the time. He always says that he's going to do this, that, and the other if somebody doesn't do what he says, right? And it's just his way of getting his way. That's how he does it. He says that he's going to harm himself if people don't do what he wants them to do. Or, you know, if he had a bad day that day, then he'll tell one of his homies that he's going to do something drastic so they feel bad for him. It's a manipulation tactic, and it's something that he used against this young individual to become closer to them. Something we've seen Cyrax do too, which is weird. Like, there's this odd correlation between him and Cyrax right now, especially when it comes to like the way that they were texting and the individuals that they decide to text, if you guys catch my drift. All right, so with that being said, let's get into the video again. This is
I don't remember. Let me pull up my mic a little closer. Sorry if, you know, for the banging and danging like that. I'm not I don't remember Cyrax's particulars of his case, right? But it's definitely a manipulation tactic to say, oh, I'm gonna hurt myself, but to make me feel better, do this, this, and this for me. That's manipulation 101. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
is courtesy of Solidus Nova, and right now I'm not going to sugarcoat it, y'all. This gets pretty fucking crazy, especially towards the end. Now the beginning is just a setup that just gives us an idea of how they met, what was going on initially, but as you get more into the story, you hear some of the sick shit that this guy was telling this individual. And you know, I'm going to try to blur it out as best as I can because I already know YouTube would get mad at some of the things, but let's just say a lot of it has to involve his fetish with like being a baby. You know what I mean? And being babied, that had a lot to do with it. And if you don't know, in the past, there was this video that was released of Nova singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and it was very similar. It was in the same caliber, right? He was talking to this individual who was underage, singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, pretending to be a baby. It's some kind of fetish he has.
So
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and
I'm not
ad-free videos.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Let me like.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Once I get bigger, I'll get premium. Until then, that's dead. I ain't gonna
make
lie.
a voice note because this is like way too fucking long to type out. So what happened was that I was friends with.
You got this. Oh no, this stuff. You're evil. I know, bro. I gotta sit through this, man. You can't flash me like this, bro. No, he got a diaper on or something, bro. I don't want to know, bro. I want to turn my back to this video so bad.
Him for almost 3 years, or like about 3 years. So I was 14, turning 15 when I became friends with him, and he used to play Fortnite on Twitch. He doesn't use Twitch anymore, but he had a Twitch account, and I used to play Fortnite with him. Like, he would invite me to play, and we were playing Fortnite, and he asked me, hey, can I have your Discord so like I can text you better? And I was like, okay, cool. And the only time he would text me is just to hop on Fortnite, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And this is before I saw like the weird stuff about him or whatever, and I was like, okay, whatever, right? Fast forward, he like got, I guess like that account, I don't know what happened to it, but he got a new account, and I added him on his new account because he told me to, and then he wasn't talking to me. He was low key like telling me, oh, fuck my life, I hate my life, blah blah, but then he wouldn't respond to what I was saying to him, or when I would reply back to him, he would just low key just, I fucking hate my life. Fuck my life. Like, I wish I died. And then I would respond like, why? What's wrong? And then no respond until he'd be like, I fucking hate my life. And then I'd be like, why? What's wrong? Ah. But then he was having a contest.
Listen. Apparently, a lot of these people on the internet are just a lot more understanding or patient. A lot more patient than I am, bro. If See, I don't like to be disrespected. You know what I'm saying? If I don't give disrespect, I don't expect disrespect back. Um, if I'm like, yo, it's wrong, and then you ignore me for like, you know what I'm saying, 12 hours just to come back and say the same thing, I'm like, I'm gonna lay it on the table right there. I'm like, one time, shame on you. It ain't gonna happen the second time. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm like, listen, if the only reason you added me was to type to somebody, oh, that your life is bad, and I'm trying to help you, you're just ignoring my help. It's not you refusing, it's you ignoring me. If you ignoring me, you know what I'm saying, I'm just trying to just talk it out, help you through it, and you just ignoring me, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'd be like, I'm unadding you if you don't change. That's about that.
Of like, he was trying to make like have a contest, see who could make the best merch, right? And I sent him like, hey, this is like what I think will be a good merch for you. And it was really cool. And he told me that he was going to use it, but he never used it to make merch. But then later on in our friendship, he would like we would play games and we would do this and that, right? But then he was telling me like, oh, I fucking hate my life. No, it's fine. And then he'd be like, oh, I fucking hate my life. And then I'd be like, what's wrong? And
I
usually he
mean,
wouldn't
speak for yourself,
respond.
bro.
But that day he was like, oh, it's just the trolls and stuff. And they're saying mean things about me. And I was like, why? Like, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, they're saying I talk to little kids. And I was like, they think you talk to little kids? Like, what? And he was like, yeah. And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it's going to be okay. Like, everything's going to be better. I promise. Blah, blah, blah. And everything's gonna be okay. I know, blah blah blah, it'll be okay. And he'd be like, "Oh, thank you." And he wanted me to join a voice call, and I never joined a voice call with this guy besides only like voice chat and Fortnite. And
Right.
he was talking to me, and he was like, "I'm sad. I wish I had a hug. I wish I could hug you." And I was like, "Really? Oh, okay." And then I'd be like, "Yeah, but I'm." How old was I? Like 16. I was like 16, and I was like, "Oh, I'm 16." And he was like, "Well, I'm not being weird, am I?" And I was like, "No, it's just a little."
One thing I want to point out before we continue is how Nova will get these hobbies that have young.
I'm not being weird in my listen, bro. If I look, there's friendly hugs, whatever, right? But like, you know, if it's a man woman conversation and it's just us or whatever, I'm talking about, man, you need to come give me a hug, man. There's underlying something there, right? Unless it's like stated between us, like, you know, we are just friends, you know. I'm not into you, or, you know, she's not into me. I'm like, cool, let's keep it that way. And, you know, I'm not gonna ask for a hug like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Open up. I don't open up enough like that to ask somebody. But I mean, I don't know, man. You're not embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Like, people online telling you that you talk to kids because they have evidence that you were talking to kids, and your response is to go to another kid, talk to that same kid the same way that you are being blasted online for, and you're confused. How? You dumb? You stupid, bro?
Younger audiences attached to them, and he uses this as a way that he can get to people, you know, to recruit to his Discord servers and stuff like that. It's pretty clear he's using these games and these hobbies as ways to gain a younger audience. That's the best way to put it. And he's doing it on the platform TikTok, which has primarily a younger audience, right? It all makes sense when you really think about it. It's sick shit, dude, and this person outlines it perfectly. They give a straight play-by-play of how Nova's mind works when it comes to this shit. He finds somebody, he recruits them, he puts them on his Discord server, and he starts manipulating them into trying to get into some sort of relationship. It's sort of like the same thing he did with that Sia girl. And I know that a lot of those messages were fake when it came to like the message side, but he was definitely flirting with her on Instagram. Like, that was his Instagram. There's no denying that. He admitted it, and he was definitely flirting with her at the time. So my point is, like, besides the messages being very good evidence, this all seems on brand for Nova. The way that he set this shit up, the shit that he's doing, the shit that he's talking about, this has Nova written all over it. It's a very detailed story, and it feels like it would be hard to make up, right? Somebody would have to have a very creative imagination to come up with that many specific details. It's really hard to like fabricate some shit like that. I feel like a whole ass story, at least a long-winded one like this. I think it's easy for somebody to just write like, oh yeah, I had a bad experience.
I'm yawning because I ain't gonna lie, bro. Nova is just inherently, he's not even an entertaining guy, bro. He's not even entertaining, bro. For me at least. I don't know. Lowbrow humor, sure. You know what I'm saying? He's, he was not like his brain function. Sure, he has a brain or whatever, and he got a brain, but is he using it?
with Nova and leave it at that. But when it's a voice message, you can kind of hear whether or not somebody's lying. Pretty easy to hear if somebody's thinking about what they're going to say next when they're lying. And I don't hear that in this person's voice. It seems like a very concise story. And I also feel like whenever I doubt a Nova story, it always ends up coming out that he's real, and he'll corroborate it if it is. Like, he'll tell you if it's real or not. Nova don't give a fuck. Like last time when the messages were fake, he was very proud to say the messages were fake. But if messages come out that aren't fake, I feel like he wouldn't jump on it so quick. He'd probably wait a few months to like hype died down. And then once he thought people forgot about it, that's when he would start saying the messages were fake. But I don't see him jumping on that shit right away. I feel like that's a sign right there. There might be some issues. I could be wrong though, but in my opinion, that's how I think Nova's mind works. I think that unless he's really confident that
I didn't know somebody fake messages about him or whatever. Airplane in the background. I'm not sure if you can hear it. Anyway, I'm not sure if I wasn't aware that he was faking messages or he had fake messages about him or whatever. And if that's the case, man, you gotta stop faking messages, bro. If you want a clear, concise story about somebody doing X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and you wanna label them a certain thing, you can't interlace lies with truth. You can't interlace lies like evidence, lying with evidence, because screenshots are generally used for evidence. You can't fake messages to tell a real story. That's dumb. That's stupid. Right? Please, man. Somebody use their brain? Like, I mean, like, are we joking? You serious right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it comes to light that Nova was, sending pictures or doing X, Y, and Z with underage children like it already has, like with the freaking video with the binkies and stuff like that, right? Okay. Ew. If if things like that come out and then on top of that you're like, oh, here's the messages, and end up turning up that those messages are fake, now there's reasonable doubt for the whole story. There's no real reason that you need to be using, using fake messages to tell a real story. That's dumb. My gosh, man. That's what I mean. Sorry.
that something's actually going to go his way, he's not going to say anything about it until months later when he knows that everybody forgot about it and it's hard to pull up the evidence right away, right? If you thought that the story was crazy already where it just left off, it gets even crazier as she continues. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to censor some shit because I already know YouTube isn't going to like the fact that somebody talking about this had some experiences with this when they were a minor. So, I'm going to censor some shit out. But basically, to sum it up, it has to do with Nova's fetish of being a child. Like, Nova really wants to be a child who's being taken care of. He wants to be a baby. He regresses. It's sick. Like, you'll understand it when you listen to it. I'll try to leave in enough context for you to understand.
Again. I don't wanna. If that's your thing, bro, okay. You just cannot involve minors with it. You know what I'm saying? You wanna be a baby? I don't know. Go be a baby to a 40-year-old woman, bro. I don't know, bro. Don't do it to a 14-year-old. Something stupid like that, bro. Like, be like, just stay above. As long as you're staying above water. And Nova's young. He's like what, 19, 20 or whatever? Come on, dude. You can't find people your own. You can definitely find people your own age, especially on Discord, bro. Whole lot of you weirdos love being Discord freaking merchants out here, bro. What? He got the whole Discord mod freaking vibe to him, bro. Go find the Discord kitten. E-girl, whatever, you know what I'm saying? They're everywhere, bro. Go get them, bro. If I can hop on Discord right now and go get me E-girl right now, Nova, bro, you can't. Maybe not, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Me and you are not the same, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. But
so like that was happening, and he was telling me like, "Oh, you're making me regress," and I was like, "What's regress?" And he was like, "Oh, why?" And he's like, Then I started seeing the videos on TikTok, and then I went down a rabbit hole of Nova, and I was like, wait, all this makes sense, like with the diapers, and when he would talk to me, he would use like the baby voice, right? And so I went on a rabbit hole, and I was like, wait, so the guy that I consider a friend actually is not doing, like, he's a weirdo. So then I was just curious because I was like, I was just good ass curious. So I was asking because I seen videos about his binky, and I was like, oh, let me just ask. And I was like, do you have a binky? I think I seen a video about it. And he was like, oh, these fucking trolls, they say that binkies, blah, 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 I don't. And I was like, do you? And he's like, oh, I do. And so he showed me his binky, and he said that he like.
Wait. In her version of this event, he's complaining that people are saying that he has binkies. He was confronted directly by an underage person. Hey, do you actually have a binky? Well, yeah. Yeah, I do. But that's besides the point, bro. Like, if that's like, let's move on, bro.
Or he like would hold a stuffed animal and he'd turn on his camera and be like, I wish it was you. I wish it was you.
What?
And I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. Like, I'm getting uncomfortable. And I was telling him I was getting uncomfortable. He was like, you think I'm a weirdo? You think I do this? You think I do that? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? And then he sent me, because he said that my voice was relaxing. He says that I think it's personally annoying, but whatever. But he was saying that my voice was relaxing and that like he could fall asleep to it. And then he sent me like this thing of like his favorite ASMRs, and some of them would be like, mommy gives you a hug, mommy gives you kisses. And he told me that he wanted me to like, I guess, make one for him because he was so much of a mom, like I was so much of a, which is weird. But I have a lot of screenshots of text between Nova. I have videos of him showing me his binky and stuff like that, which I'm very 100% like. I made a TikTok post about it like not that long ago, but it got like no views, and I stopped being friends with him. I low-key, I told him I was like, I'm not gonna be your friend anymore, and I stopped being his friend. I unfriended him. I didn't block him, but he low-key was like using me for a little bit, like it was just felt worse because it was like, I was like, when he was getting diagnosed with like depression, I was his friend, and he was telling me while he's at the hospital, like
he's getting diagnosed with depression. Is that supposed to be an excuse for why you're involving children with your depression, bro? Come on, bro. Keep it a whole buck, man. Keep it a whole buck. I've dealt with depression for a large part of my life. I wouldn't say a large part of my adult life, but very large part of my life. I'm not even going to try with percentages, bro, but I know what depression is, bro, and me at 15 being depressed. Let's scale it, right? Let's scale it. If I'm 15, what's nasty for a 15-year-old? I'm not gonna bring a 9-year-old talking about you're like a big sister to me. Yeah, that's nasty, bro. What are you, 19, 20? You gonna tell this clearly underage person that you're giving off mommy vibes, mommy energy, man. I'm loving it so much. Is that not grooming? Allegedly. Give me proof. Until then, man, I'm gonna just go off based off what I'm hearing off this story. What I'm hearing right now is, in her version of the events, Nova is a real degenerate freak of nature. He's a creep and a freak. Change yourself, bro. Change!
Diagnosed with depression and like anxiety and stuff like that. And I was there making sure, like, I was like, oh, it's okay, it's gonna be okay, right? But then when he started like doing the Nova Core, or when he started like more food reveals and stuff like that, he started being more of like rah 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 rah. He kind of just like stopped talking to me, and I would be like, Nova, like, what's going on? And he'd be like, fuck everybody. And then he started doing the thing where he'd like, fuck my life, and then he wouldn't respond to me. And I was like, Nova, I'm gonna stop being your friend because one, you're making me uncomfortable. Two, you're using me because I'm nice to you. And three, he'd be like just asking me for weird stuff, and I was like, dude, I'm just not gonna be your friend anymore.
This is the kind of shit that you shouldn't be talking about with a minor. You shouldn't be talking.
What you mean ask you for weird stuff? Oh, like the ASMR, like doing ASMR for him? Yeah. Again, be what you are into, bro, but as long as it ain't hurting nobody, or it isn't illegal. I don't care what you're into. Right? Nova, when you involve underage people, it becomes an issue, bro. You can like all the diapers, freaking binkies, and all the little stuffed animals you like, bro. I got a Kirby plushie and I got a Pikachu plushie, bro. I'm not freaking holding on to them, telling the underage girl, "Oh, I wish this was you." Nasty, bro. Don't let that be true, bro. Don't let that be true, bro. Depression or not, there is no excuse for that. You're a grown man. You should be able to take responsibility. Come on, man. Let's do better. I don't know. You can't do better for yourself? Dang. Ew.
Talking about age regression, and we've seen him do it time and time again, whether it be in his public Discord servers or his private Discord servers. They're always full of minors, and he'll be talking about this weird sicko shit. Recently, we seen him in Queso's Discord server. He was in Queso's Discord server, a person who's family friendly, right? They strive to be family friendly. I know he's not like completely 100% on some like fucking what's that guy's name? Nick A30. That dude. I know he's not on like that level of family friendly, but he's definitely somebody who kids watch, right? And especially in his Discord server, there's probably gonna be some younger individuals. Nova was in there fishing for people. It's sick. He makes this shit obvious. He does it right out in the open. He's looking for places for community.
Hold on. What was this girl in the voice clip? Was she off of Queso's freaking Discord? Is that where Nova met this person? I ain't gonna lie, bro. But it was. I thought she said she was friends with him from, what was it, 15 to 17? That's 2 years. What, you, or is it someone else I don't know about that isn't being talked about right now? Like, what is going on? Like, don't, like, this, again, this is why I'm saying this is alleged, bro. Don't throw freaking allegations without, corroborating it with evidence, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's true or not. Again, I'm just a spectator. I'm spectating a spectator, right? I don't have enough information to be like, this is 100% true. Let's go on a witch hunt or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, or let's get them off the let's dox. Let's do this and this. You know what I'm saying? You don't have enough evidence for that, bro. Is he fishing for minors off Queso's Discord? And if so, where's the proof? Give me proof. That's all I'm saying.
Communities that are full of young people that he can prey on. He's sick. Another pretty damning piece of evidence is that in the beginning, we see this person like literally have a video open, right? They're taking screen recordings of these messages, and they show how they're scrolling through the messages, and they click on a video, and it's no.
There is evidence.
With the binky. It's a never before seen video. Like, I don't think anybody's ever seen this before. I know damn well I haven't seen this shit before, and I've seen almost every Nova binky picture, right? There is on the internet. I was all up in that dude's old Discord server. I had all the logs back in the day. I didn't see any shit like this. I'm gonna leave this video off with a quick PSA, a public service announcement for anybody out there who's a younger individual and has come in contact with Nova. Stay away.
You got your own PSA. I'll do mine. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will link your video in the description. Let's do a PSA for underage children out there who want to befriend or get close to or try to catch these online creeps who are known online freaks, i.e. EDP. What was that? The dude Cyrax, right? I haven't heard about him ever since his little situation. Him, EDP. Now Nova Online, whoever else will come out, has come out, is coming out as predators. Don't get close to them. All right? You don't know what you're doing. All right? You are endangering yourself. That's why they're called predators, right? You're not, sure, you can stand up to them, maybe physically. I mean, let's keep it a whole buck, bro. If you're a predator, you're most likely a coward. You know what I'm saying? You most likely you're a victim of circumstances yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? If me and the predator were to, square up in the street, just ran. If me and Nova Online were to square up right now, bro, come on, come on, it's going to be a massacre, bro. If me and EDP were to square up right now, come on, it would be a massacre, bro. I don't care if you're 400 or 500 pounds, bro. I done it before. You are not the first, bro. Come on. Since we brought up his video, Cyrax, bro. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, don't put yourself in the line of fire. You know what I'm saying? There is already evidence against these people. That's why you even know about them, right? Let's keep a distance. You know what I'm saying? Please don't try to catch these predators. Don't try to get their side of the story. If you do it publicly, very publicly, with witnesses upon witnesses. Don't private message these people. Keep distance, right? You know what I'm saying? I understand you're your own person. Come on, I'm just on the internet right now. Come on, will you really listen to me? All I'm saying is, be smart. You know what I'm saying, be smart. Don't be like them. Them is idiots. 1, 2, 3 people that have been named in this video right now are stupid people, bro. Don't be like them, bro. Let's talk to Nova. You're the last person I'm gonna talk to, right? Hey, Nova Online. Hey, fellow guy that's above 18. Hey. Is there another reason other than you just like kids as to why you keep getting in contact with these children and it progressing to this level? Is there any other reason? Is that just what you like? You like putting these kids on a pedestal and making yourself in a subservient position, under them? You like what you like, age regression or whatever, right? You can try to paint the picture that, it's, trauma based or whatever. I don't care. I don't know you, I don't know you, right? What I will say is, for you, while, I understand, I'm looking at you, bro. I'm seeing who you are. I've listened to you talk, right? While I can't keep you off the internet, let's keep you away from children. Hey, if someone says they're 15, if someone says they're 14, 16, 17, 13, if someone says any of these ages that are under your age, let's not talk to them. I'm not even going to say under the age of 18, bro, because you might take that as, I'm going to wait until they're 18. Let's not, bro. Hey, if they are not your age, and let's not even talk to them, bro. You cannot handle interactions with these people. You turn everything into what you turn it into. Let's just stay away from them. Yeah. Again, I understand, online for you, man. I get it, bro. You're what I'm saying, you're one of those terminally online people. I get it, bro. I get it, man. I don't know where you get that from. I look at you, bro. I see you and I hear you, bro. That's just who you are, bro. I'm not gonna be delusional enough to be like, you need to stay off the internet forever. You're a grown man, bro. You'll do what you do, and what you'll do is you'll be online. Nova Online. I'm not stupid enough to where, or I'm not delusional enough to where I think that my words will change anything. But what I will suggest is, hey, they aren't your age and over, let's not even talk to them. That being said, man, I'm done with this video. Check out Lemur. I will link his video in the description down below. That being said, I am out. Bye, sisters.